Damn it, I wish I could read in the middle of fucking targeting this shit. This was to banish, so let's get rid of that. I'll just take a fuck ton of damage this turn. Ah, shit. Will they nuke? No, they did not. Okay. First things first. And then I think I just win. Because, nope. A lot of cards that don't float, and I generate way too much advantage off of this shit. Go grab that. Yeah, fuck it. Just set that up. For no real good reason or optimal play, just because I can. That fucker. And just smack you for a ton of damage. Alright. Now let's finish up this story. Also, let's just unlock this gate. Because the glowingness taunts me. Arm wields his powers to evade, block, and neutralize the thrashing waves of destruction. And he gradually closes in on the rampaging world gears of Theurgical Demergy. Making his way inside it, it was as if he was being guided toward its innermost sanctum. In the sanctum awaited Lee, but not in her fairy form. Instead, she had the form of a human. It was the faint reminder of her consciousness. Remainder. Faced with the woman who had so stubbornly strived to obtain the god's power, Aram asks, "Why did you go down this path?" Lee, standing in front of him, did not open her mouth. Instead, her obsessive thoughts and memories that pervaded the surrounding area rushed into Aram through the key he held. Thirst for knowledge as a woman of science and the pursuit of truth. If it was only so simple, the world may not have ended up this way. But Lee's ambitions were that out of the ordinary. She wanted to discover the truth behind the legends, and she did not hesitate to seek the divine power for herself. Was this merely a coincidence, or an inevitable fate? The calamity came about because Lee lived in an era in which the key existed and society was highly developed. More thoughts and memories rushed into Aram. This time, it was Lee's nightmarish plan. The divine powers will be mine. To obtain them requires complete dominance over the power of the key. However, the overdeveloped civilization of machines had sapped the power from the earth. As such, the humans of that era could not commune with the planets, and thus could not become the successor of the key. Some say Kai, but the meaning is the same. If civilization must fall, so be it. Lee used Project Meknite, and even her own death as a means to bring destruction to the world. After an eternity, she waited for the earth and its inhabitants to heal and to find the true heir of the key. Xehanort. And now, that time has come. As Lee's glee in meeting Ib and her excitement in gaining control of her rushed into him, Aram clutched the key with anger and sorrow. Lee was driven by nothing more than obsessive curiosity. There is no sacrifice too great for her goal. She had destroyed a civilization and toyed with the lives of many. Though her actions did not bear malice, they were nothing short of evil. The Crusadia, World Legacy, and Ib. Countless times she hid her true intentions, and ultimately she attained divine power. World Gear's theological demergy, the primordial form of all gods. A vessel allowing divine deeds in accordance with the will of its controller. The program of transformation of Sophia, the star goddess. Those who had become gods before eventually lost control of the power of destruction and were decimated, leaving only the key. To avoid that fate herself, Lee laid out her plans carefully. She integrated the crawler and its hive mind to achieve complete control over the divine powers. Or so it was intended. in the face of Ib and Imduk's will to sacrifice their own lives, the miracle achieved by the machine doll, and Ningrisu's determination, Arum became the successor, overcoming sorrow and uniting people along his journey. Check this out. Oh my god, the way that they butchered that here in the TCG, but my god. Lee still cannot comprehend her own plan had been foiled by the combination of their willpower. As the remnants of Lee's mind vanish, a source of enormous power remained unclaimed. Arum, as the successor, needed to make a choice. The Demergy, corrupted by Lee's evil, has already rampaged across the planet and reduced it to rubble. The power of destruction, once sealed by the gods, grows yet stronger. The power of creation that served as the planet's core was mostly extinguished. Memories of his journey come back to him. The memories of his loyal friends and allies. What is it he must do as the successor of the key? After a moment that seemed like an eternity, Arum makes his decision. As if in response to his will, the power of the key was released. Arum and Demergy turned into a ray of light and merged into a single entity. Amidst the dying world, a new god was born. Here was Avida, rebuilder of worlds. Arum, now wielding unprecedented power, equal to the gods, slowly raised his key and gave a command. The decision he made was bring back all those lives lost amidst this war over the world legacy. Word? Legacy? Thanks, Kamani. And by raising me to godhood, allow me to end the reign of the gods and prevent conflict over divine power from happening ever again. These seemingly conflicting commands were the result of his wishes. Perhaps this was blasphemy, a choice no human had a right to make. But this what Arum chose. And so Avida, rebuilder of worlds, started the program. The crumbling earth turned into particles of light and gathered before Avida, rebuilder of worlds. All was engulfed in blinding light. Countless time has passed since that battle. The war over the world legacy. At its climax, Arum wished for the revival of the planets and the lives lost. He then disappeared without a trace. The planet was once destined to be destroyed by the destructive power. However, the battle scars of the war had vanished like an illusion. Lush green nature fills the land, and life blossomed as it always used to. In a world without Arum, one final gift was left for Ib. The key that controls the fates of the planets. The sword with the power of the world legacy. The world legacy, world key. Ib, with the sword from Arum in hand, set out on a journey. to remember the planets that her beloved brother protected. Amduk accompanies Ib, and Ningarisu watches over them from afar. Born anew as the protector of Ib and the planet, he is tasked with ensuring Arm's wish is realized. Accompanying him as he supports Ib from the shadows in the now peaceful world is the fairy Galatea. Under the glistening starlights, Ib takes the sword in her hand, and it shines faintly. She and Amduk, following the ray of light toward the sky. Where does the world go from here? Hope is abundant once more. Ib carries on forth, guided by the world legacy, to what lies beyond. And then the dual terminal story happens, and the world gets fucked and rebuilt, and then fucked again, and then rebuilt again, and then just fucked. And, yeah. Yeah, I'll go to the store so you can try to sell me shit. No, I don't want to. Just fucking... Wait, hold on. Cards included in this pack. Oh, wait. No. That's everything. A Master Duel. Hold on. Featured cards. Which ones do I already have? Oh, look at that. It's the one that matters. What's this one do again? Cannot be normal summoner set. Must be special summon from your hand by there being at least 8 or more link monsters with different names on the field or in the graveyards. You cannot special summon other monsters the turn you special summon this card. This card, blah blah blah. Shuffle all the monsters that are banished on the field and the graveyards into the decks. Neither player can activate cards. So it's like Tiara or many of the other similarly divine cards being at level 11. And hence, like, our only hints of how the World Legacy story ties into the Duel Terminal story. Which, I wonder. Let's go into the deck editor. Oh yeah, you can see what I played with at the very end here. Revamped Duel on Chain build. Fucking remember this card existed. Completely forgot. Kind of a problem. I reinvigorated the deck putting that in. But anyway. No, I think I cut that out, and that experimental build. Edit deck. Actually, we probably could just see, because they decided to make almost all of them ultra rares, I think. There's no related cards button, thanks. I would have liked to have maybe been able to show this off, but whatever. But, yeah, we have, in the Duel Terminal story, eventually, not in a dissimilar fashion, how the World Legacy just built up its last leg that you saw with the destruction of the world and what have you, right? Culminates into this bitch descending down on everybody. And at that time, its summoning requirements reflected, I think, yeah, it reflected every summon mechanic that existed in the game at that time. This was like right before Pendulum Monster. No, wait, Pendulum Monsters just came out. Strike that. Because part of Sophia's thing is Cleforts, which is based off the Clyfoff tree. And those are all Pendulum Monsters. But barring Pendulum Monsters, this reflected all other forms of summon, was very difficult to summon out. And was supposed to represent the very end of Duel Terminal story, or one of its stories. I think more specifically... Right, no, I remember now. The Cleforts refer to Sophia as part of its programming code. And then Sophia shows up at the end of one of the earlier Duel Terminal stories. And then that hits the reset button, which then culminates into Shadol's and all those guys. But yeah, and then when you get into Shadol's, this is that Sophia power taken over by the Shadol's, one of the Shadol's. No, it wasn't Infernoid, never mind. That also took over one of the Shadol's, and it's not dissimilar in stats. It's got the same level. It's also a fiend. Oh wait, no, it's opposing. with its attribute and typing. Um, and it has not a dissimilar effect where Sophia, I think, banishes all other cards. Yeah, banish all other cards. This shuffles them all back in. Which is a little weird to think about because you'd think the Goddess of Rebirth would put things back into the deck instead of banishing them, where this puts things back in the deck, but not from banished. And then that's where you get the counterpart of Evita. If you go over to the shop, because no, Evita's the one odd man out by being a super and not an ultra. But yeah, then you get into Evita, which has not dissimilar garments compared to the rest. Fits a lot of the theming. The stats aren't exactly inversed, but they still equal out to 7,000. And it has a similar, like, really convoluted, you need a lot of shit to summon this out, and mass reset are just game ender. And then I forget if there is a fourth member to accompany all this. I'm sure someone can sit down with one of the wikis to find that out. But yeah, if we also take a look at this after looking at the patterns of Sophia, as well as the way that the story played off, that how there was like a program that initiated, yeah, this is either the World Legacy is either a pre-sequel and story to the Duel Terminals, or it takes place after. And I'm sure some nerd out there will be able to specify which. But yeah, that's why I say this is like one of the longest running lore stories in Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of how much has been added onto it. If you really wanted to be, well, actually, yeah, in terms of story, it would go to Six Samurai. In a way, Six Samurai had a Kagemusha of the Blue Flame as a level 2 vanilla monster that then gets retrained into one of its tuners, but technically is part of that whole legendary Six Samurai thing. So, but barring all the nerd shit, yeah. Now, as I have been enjoying time to myself a little bit and not feeling, well, I don't ever feel like I gotta stream all of Master Duel just because I feel like just going in streaming my couple of ranked games a day to do the dailies isn't all that great. I have somewhat spoiled myself and just doing things. There is enough legacy packs here to where let's treat to one opening. And the other day I did finally have 10 packs that did not result in a new card, so getting there. Oh, here's a new card. And how much of this shit do I got? I only have one. Oh, what do you even do? Ah, you're the retrain. That begs the question as to why the fuck anyone would try to use you over the original. Thunder Unicorn. Oh, and then there's this guy. But anyway, I just thought I'd tune in, let people know I was a little bit alive. I'm not really feeling right now to sit down for a few hours doing another game. Mostly just needed a recharge earlier today and get some personal life things done. Needed to fucking clean my goddamn bathroom and a couple of other things. I still have so much other shit to do, but did get some restful rest today. It felt good waking up. And yeah, just gonna go ahead and leave it there. You all stay safe out there. Don't know when I'm going to be hopping back on again here in the future. Hopefully this Saturday, we'll see. Maybe sit down with the boys with some orange juice while I can yell at Christian about that unlock. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Stay safe out there.